Welcome back to my channel, 18 Crosstrek Man. This is Brandon, and today we're going to be doing an overview of how to use the Eyesight. Mine is a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek, as you may all know, but if this is the first time joining, I'll be doing it on the latest generation Eyesight, which I believe is the third generation. I could be wrong, but this is the latest generation on a 2018 model. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to use it and how it works. All the steering controls for the Eyesight to start it up, end it, and to choose your settings is right here on the right hand side. So as you may see in all your Subarus, you have a higher screen up here, and that screen you can change it with various different informational items. So whatever I have it set at, that's pretty much what it sits at. Same for here. This is the standard setting. Well, I have it set for the digital speedometer. And that bottom one is my car essentially, and if I step on the brakes, you'll see the brake lights go on. And that right icon of the car is the lane change assist icon. So going back down to the Eyesight controls, the top right corner is to engage like the Eyesight system. You don't fully start it, but it's to engage it. And what I mean by that is if I go ahead and press it, you'll see that screen just changed up there. So if I shut that off, I'll leave it at, or it stays at whatever I have my screen set up there. But once I press it, so let's see if I could kind of get it both on camera. It's a little dark below the screen, but I'm gonna go ahead and press it. And you'll see that right top screen, it has changed. And also the screen right here changes. So again, shut it off. I go ahead and press that. Where is it? Let's get it both on the screen here. Okay. If I go ahead and press it, you'll see that's like the engagement of Eyesight. But again, I said it hasn't fully started. So the rest of the controls are your options. So this one right here is to increase your car length, and this one right here is to decrease your car length. If we want it at 4 car lengths, we can do that by pressing it, and that is the largest car length you can set it at. And then I'm going to show you that if I press this lower one right here, you'll see the car length decreases down all the way to 1. So that's the least amount of car length you can have it set at. And then this right switch is a lane chain assist, so you can have it off when you have Eyesight engaged and running, or you can leave it on, and I generally just leave it on. And of course this one right here is to actually set your speed, so it goes up or down, and the maximum speed you can set it at is 90 miles per hour, and I believe the lowest you can set it at is 20 miles per hour. But once you get your settings all figured out for 2, 3, 4, whatever car length you want to have it set at, you essentially just flip this switch up. And since I'm not in motion, I'm completely stopped in park, it's not gonna go obviously. But if I was in motion and your foot does have to be off the brake, you go ahead and flip this up, you'll see a little speed thing right here. So there's lines right now because I have nothing set up, but you'll see the speed set, and then you'll just flip the switch up and down to set your speed. And then this icon right here will actually turn green. You'll hear a beep, and that means the Eyesight system is fully engaged, where you will not have to step on the brakes or the gas. It will slow down and then accelerate for you. But few things to note is if you get to a complete stop, it will beep 3 times, and then you'll actually have to step on the brakes yourself, else the car will start moving forward. So it doesn't hold like if you're stopped for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, it only holds for 3 seconds. So that's one thing to note. But that's how you start your Eyesight system if you do have it optioned in your vehicle. And also a thing to note is I'm not using the system now, as I mentioned. You see I'm parked, but when it does, when the system is engaged and it's working, that screen up there is actually showing you, it'll show another car that, it sees that other car in front of you. So I'll put in a clip of me utilizing the Eyesight system so you can kind of see it all together in action. And a few things I do want to add and share with you is I've used it quite a bit actually, because I bought my car in the Austin area and I drove home to Houston. And a few things to note from using the system is 1 car length is actually pretty scary. I actually don't feel comfortable just leaving it and making the car stop myself. So if you're cruising down 60 and there's an abrupt stop of the car in front of you, it will stop, but it will stop pretty hard, and it's pretty scary. So I wouldn't recommend 1. The only time I recommend 1 is if you have it set, you're just cruising down the highway and you're trying to change lanes, and you're not going the speed that you have it set at, then I would move it down to 1, so it kind of helps accelerate the car a little faster so you can move over a little quicker if you see a car coming up. So that's the one time I would recommend setting it at 1. Or also if the traffic is, you know, going about anywhere from like 5 to maybe 25 miles per hour in that range, I wouldn't mind having set at 1 so you won't have a car that cuts in front of you by leaving that large gap. But if you're just cruising at like 65 or 70 miles per hour, you know, you can leave it at 1, but if there is an abrupt stop, it is pretty scary. So I use 1 just to help me kind of stay closer to the car, but I'm really monitoring kind of the system when it's at 1. 2, it's a little bit better, but still a little wishy-washy about that. 3, I feel comfortable, and 4, I feel really comfortable. So that's the recommended settings for me at 3 or 4. But again, the system works really well. I really do like it. And if you have any questions about kind of weather, I've used it in fog, it's worked. I've used it in rain, it's worked. I've used it on a sunny day, it's worked. I've used it just in all types of weather conditions, and I haven't had an issue. The only time I heard you'll have an issue, and I haven't experienced it yet, if the sun is shining directly in front of the cameras, so it pretty much kind of blinds the cameras. But you'll know if the system's off. It'll actually beep and it'll have an icon showing it's off, so you will know about that. But overall, again, the system, I really like it. It definitely keeps you less fatigued on commutes where there's a lot of traffic, or even just driving on a long haul. It does help out. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I'll be happy to answer them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye. So here is another clip. You can see, I'm trying to show both of them right here. I have it at 65, but it's set at, or I'm currently going 50 miles per hour due to the car length I have it set at and the car traffic in front of me. So here's a good one. We'll see a car merging on the right hand side, and you can kind of see what happens here with my speedometer. You see it slowing down, and the car's pretty much cutting me off, but it's definitely slowing down and maintaining the speed I need. And now I'm going to signal to get off, and you can see again it's controlling the speed, and I'm not stepping on any of the pedals there.